I just want to tell you this so that you can keep it at the back of your mind for yourself, because I always think like taking care of your health obviously is the most important thing. I know we always talk about luxury goods here, but the only luxury in life that we have is our health. Let's keep that in mind. That's why you want to use my platform here to inform all of you so that you can also go to regular checkups, and in case something gets found, it gets found early enough and you can take care of it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know I was absent for I think around 3 weeks now, and it was just way too much going on. But so many of you kindly asked me how I was, if everything was okay. So big shout out to all of you. Honestly guys, I always feel so blessed with the community that we have here, because I really feel like we do care for each other. The renovation works in the house have finally started, and that's why we're sitting here by the side of the road, because it's gonna be even way louder at home if I would be filming at home. And it's quite a nice day. Sun just came out. Today I want to talk to you about something that's been going on recently. You all know that I had an operation back in April, and that was just before my Bulgari event. So everybody who came to the actual meet and greet, I was, just about recovering from my operation, and I think I had so much adrenaline that I got through the day, but I was still very much in pain. And my health story has been dragging on for a while now, and that's why I knew I had to, take a step back, because when I don't feel well, when I'm scared, when I don't know what's going on with me, with my body, when there's uncertainty, when fear creeps in, when you're just physically exhausted, like there was a point where I knew like I would have to take a couple days off from YouTube, couple weeks off, and obviously my friends here on YouTube, I warned everyone. I said, hey guys, I think I really need a break. I'm gonna crash, if I don't stop. So thank you for always sticking with me. And today I want to talk about a topic that is not very much talked about, and especially because the majority of people who watch me are women. So I think it's super important that we actually talk about this, because this is like 1 in 10 women actually suffers from it, and it is endometriosis. Many of you might have heard about it. Endometriosis is a condition that affects 1 in 10 women, and it's actually where the tissue, similar to the lining of your womb, is growing outside the womb, and it can affect the ovaries, it can affect the fallopian tubes, it can affect like the bladder even. Back to January this year, they found a cyst, an ovarian cyst, and it was just a simple cyst, nothing bad. And I knew, okay, we would have to monitor it, and that would be it. Fast forward to April this year, changed into a multiseptated, multiocular, vascular cyst that had like even a solid part. So for all of you who do not know these kind of terms, they don't mean a good thing. Once you have a simple ovarian cyst, nothing to worry about. Many women have them throughout their life, throughout their cycles. It's absolutely nothing to worry about. But as soon as they change appearance and you have papillary projections, which is like tissue growing inside the cyst, you have asymmetry, you have solid parts, you have cyst walls basically. So multiseptated means you have like, it's not one clear cyst, you have like several walls inside the cyst. Well, I seem to have all of this going from January to April. All of this happened in a very short period of time, and obviously that's a very worrisome feature. I had my operation, and unfortunately the cyst ruptured during the operation, so they weren't able to take a biopsy. Me, as somebody who always needs certainty, somebody who wants to have results, like I was worrying. Like I can't even describe to you how much I was worried and how much this health scare scared me. because once there's no biopsy, you won't be able to say 100% that the tissue was benign, right? They gave me 95%. They have like a different staging system, obviously. It's called ORATS, and they stage you from ORATS 1 to 5, and they gave me a 3, which means 95% chance that the tissue is benign. Cysts are not supposed to rupture. There's a guy at the moment screaming over here. I don't know if he's gonna come over now, guys. Might have to take a break and move. Let's wait a moment. Let's see if I have to move or if he's going to move. Okay guys, do you see this guy? He seems like he's not going away, and seems like he's a little bit on drugs. So let's go and find maybe a different spot, and then we continue our conversation. Okay, so cysts are obviously not supposed to rupture during an operation, because that would mean if the presence of malignant cells was there, the patient would automatically get upstaged. So if you catch something in stage 1A, you would automatically be 1C, simply because the cyst ruptured. So yes, cysts rupture during an operation can happen. However, it should not happen. You know, if you have a very talented surgeon, a surgeon with a lot of experience, you should be fine. In my case, it did rupture. There was no biopsy taken. Like I said, the MRI, the ultrasounds, the contrast dye, the tumor markers in my blood, everything told me that the tissue is benign, but I would have preferred to have the biopsy taken, obviously. However, as a side diagnosis, they told me that I have endometriosis. I didn't know up until then, and yeah, that was a new diagnosis for me. And endometriosis can have many, many phases. A lot of women are suffering from a lot of pain, and it takes them years to get diagnosed. And in that case, I think I was very lucky that, you know, they did a laparoscopy and they found it, and I know now that, you know, I will probably have some issues in the future, but I know what it is and how to manage it. I think that's the most important thing. When you have endometriosis, I do not want to worry any one of you, because like I said, it affects 1 in 10 women anyway. However, you need to know that you have a slightly higher risk of ovarian cancer than the general female population. And that just means go to regular checkups. You know, of course you can take hormones against it, you can just take painkillers against the pain when it flares up. You could decide to take everything out, but I mean, that is rather, I think, a very drastic move that people who are a little bit older could consider. Like, I don't want to consider that yet. Maybe, you know, when I'm over 40, I might come back to it if the cysts just keep coming back and back and back, and it's something that actually disrupts my life anyway. Just 2 months after I've recovered from my laparoscopy, I went back to a follow-up, and it turns out that my cyst already came back. And that's obviously something you don't want to hear. Yes, cysts can come back, especially if they rupture, and they're not entirely taken out, but it's not something you want to hear. And I was in really bad pain, and I went to the doctors, and that's how I found out. And yeah, the issue is that when you have endometriosis, it's very likely that you build endometrioma cysts, and it's basically a blood-filled cyst. You know, you can have regular follicle blood-filled cysts like corpus luteum cyst. That can happen every month, basically, that you yourself, as a healthy woman, have a blood-filled cyst. However, endometriomas are different in a way that it grows from the endometriosis tissue, and it's a blood-filled cyst that doesn't go away on its own. It's nothing to worry about again. However, when they grow to a certain size, they are more likely to develop ovarian cancer than other cysts. That's why if they grow above 4 to 6 centimeters, you're supposed to take them out, especially if you're over the age of 40. That's the guidelines. So the general risk, I just want to tell you guys, because if you have like unexplainable pain and you've been suffering for a long time, and doctors are always like, you know, just like, it's normal, you're a woman. It might not, because endometriosis, like I said, affects 1 in 10, and it's really hard to diagnose. Many people wait for years, and therefore they don't get the right treatments, etc. So I can always just say go to your regular checkups and push for scans and imaging in order to get answers. because it is something you have to monitor and keep in mind. So I don't want to scare anyone. Like I said, in the general population, about 1 in 76 women is getting ovarian cancer within their lifetime anyway. From all the women who have endometriosis, which is quite a big chunk of us, you have 1 in 55 that would get ovarian cancer within. So it's only a slightly higher risk, to be honest, and nothing to worry about. I just want to tell you this so that you can keep it at the back of your mind for yourself, because I always think like taking care of your health obviously is the most important thing. I know we always talk about luxury goods here, but the only luxury in life that we have is our health. Let's keep that in mind. That's why you want to use my platform here to inform all of you so that you can also go to regular checkups, and in case something gets found, it gets found early enough and you can take care of it. Okay, so what does the slightly higher risk actually mean? You definitely don't have to be worried about it, because if we think about 100 women, just a little bit less than one of them in the general population will get ovarian cancer anyway throughout their lives. To put that into comparison with people who suffer from endometriosis, just a little bit less than 2 of 100 women who suffer from endometriosis will get ovarian cancer within their lifetime. So it's such a small, 1 in 55 is such a small risk. If we think about breast cancer, for example, like just being a female in the general population, you have a risk of 1 in 10, so those risks are way higher than anything we with endometriosis would have to worry about. However, especially if you're prone to developing cysts and they're not going away on their own, I would recommend doing something. For example, I always advise as well, if you have a lot of cancer cases in your family, go and do genetic testing, because the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes are obviously responsible for a lot of female cancers, breast cancer, ovarian cancer. I always think whatever tests you can do them to be prepared so that you can make the right decisions for you and your body. To put it into perspectives, people who have the BRCA1 gene have a 39% chance of getting ovarian cancer within their life. So if we compare that to less than 2% of women with endometriosis, that's what I mean, guys. It's nothing to worry about, just something to keep at the back of your head. For now, I just had an MRI scan done again and everything looks okay. It's just something I have to monitor, and first of all I will get the house done now, then I'm still going to be traveling later on this year, and then probably around autumn time I might undergo another operation. So if I'm going to be gone again for a couple of weeks because I recover, so you know why. It affects so many of us, and maybe we can share stories, and you can drop your story in the comment box below, and I think it would help a lot of people if we talk about these things openly. So yeah, guys, that's my little update. That's why I was gone. That's why I might be gone again later on this year. Nothing bad. It's just something I have to do, And now with this new doctor that I'm seeing, I feel very comfortable. Also, change your doctor if you're not happy with the one that takes care of you currently. The new doctor that I'm seeing that would also do the second operation, obviously he would take care that everything is going to go ahead the proper way, and that we take biopsies, etc., etc. So yeah. Okay, guys, that's it. I hope it was helpful. I hope it's gonna help some of you. And yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for always sticking with me, and let's help each other. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, if you thought it was helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, join our little handbag obsessed family here, because we all do have the same luxury disease. Yes, we do. And I see you again very, very soon, guys. Bye.